Neonic Void Productions presents.
Hi, welcome to Spookocalypse. I am your host, Zio, who's not on Adderall. And today I'm joined with housekeeper
Hi.
who needs to be on Adderall and
Yeah.
Tyler. Not Tyler. Oh my God. Oh my
Who
God.
the fuck is
Bunyip.
that? Who
I-
is that? Who's
Bunyip.
Tyler?
I'm looking at Bunyip's name and it has the other name in parentheses.
In
Who
case you
the
forget.
fuck is Tyler?
In case
I
you
don't know.
forget.
Bunyip. Sorry. It's Bunyip. It's Bunyip. Bunyip. Bun. So yeah, he do the housekeeping.
So if you like this podcast, make sure you follow and rate us on whatever site you listen to your podcast. Share with your blah 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 blah. Share with your friends. New episodes get uploaded every Saturday. Links are down in the description for other podcasts that are part of the Neonic family. If you think that this is all pre-recorded, you're dead fucking wrong because everything gets stuck in here anyway. Follow us on Twitter, like this, the housekeeping, like everything. I say it every time we record. Follow us on Twitter. Fuck the fucking. I'm not gonna call it by that stupid ass fucking name. Our handle is at Spookocalypse. That's at SPOOKOCALYPSE. We do spooky shit. We're also on YouTube. If you're from YouTube, hi, hello, welcome. Make sure you check out our other shows that are on this channel. Make sure that you drop a like, subscribe, follow, punch that fucking bell or tickle it, whichever is your fancy. Every interaction really helps us out, pushes us in the algorithm. Drop a comment down on a movie, show, anything spooky that you might want to hear us talk about, or if you've seen the movie, what was your opinion on it? Or whatever we've talked about today, what was your opinion on it? Again, we're gonna be doing some spooky shit. Links are gonna be down in the description, and mints will be on the pillow.
Today's flavor of mint is
Whatever alcohol they were drinking in that movie.
Eggnog.
Ew.
Maybe.
Eggnog. That was too clear to be eggnog.
Yeah. Anyway, hi, welcome to the show. I hope everyone had a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. When this is uploaded, this will be on the day before New Year's Eve. Woo! Last episode of the year. Woo!
Funny though is that this movie is based around Christmas time still.
I know. I decided to keep it. We talked about doing this movie, and I said it was fine because it's all part of the holiday season. So why not?
That's true.
This is still kind of a Christmas movie, but not directly. It's just the time frame and the what they call it in the setting, but it's not a main like.
But Zio, we could say the same thing about Die Hard, but Die Hard is a Christmas movie. So, I Trapped the Devil is a Christmas movie.
I'm gonna say it.
It is a Christmas movie.
Fuck Die Hard.
Fuck you. That's a good movie, okay?
I mean, Die Hard's okay. It's good. You're right.
Look, listen, just because you don't like classic action movies.
Oh my God. I mean, Die Hard's better than like fucking Predator, so.
You said that, not me.
I did say that because I hate fucking Predator. And I really don't care much for Terminator either, but again, that's just me. Anyway, we're not here talking about how I don't like certain films that everyone else does.
You're fired. I'm taking over the podcast.
Oh, girl, bye. Girl, please.
Anyway.
So today we're going to be doing the movie I Trapped the Devil. Bunya, since this is the movie that you picked, correct?
Yeah, I've just found it at random.
Oh my god, tell us about it.
And by tell you mean read the credits?
Or you
Well,
tell us about it. Why don't you do everything?
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
yeah, do everything.
Or do you want me to do the credits and then you tell us about the movie?
Actually, housekeeper do the credits and then Bunya do the plot.
Cool. So it
Give us a
was
rundown.
directed, written, and produced by a man named Josh Lobo. There was also Spence Nicholson, Rowan Russell, and Scott Weinberg that were also producers. The stars of this fantastic movie was AJ Bowen, Scott Poitras, Susan Burke, Jocelyn Donahue, and Chris Sullivan. Those are some um big names. Holy shit. It was also edited by Josh Lobo. Music was by Ben Lovett. It was released in April. Oh, it was distributed by IFC Midnight.
Love
Released.
them.
It was originally April 12th, 2019, during a film festival called Imagine Film Festival, also known as the it was formerly known as the Amsterdam Fantastic Film Festival. And
Yeah.
then it was officially released in the United States on April 26th, 2019.
It's a weird time for a Christmas movie.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I don't know what the budget was, and I don't know how much money it made,
Yeah.
unfortunately. But yeah, did it ever get actually released in theaters, or did it just went straight to?
I don't think it got released in the.
So it went straight to like DVD then.
Sorry, IFC Midnight released the film theatrically in the United States and simultaneously
on
on
demand
video on
because it was
demand.
19.
Yeah.
That's why.
I mean, it was before the You Know What It,
Oh,
but
the
yeah, it was the year before the You Know What It, but they released in theaters and VOD at the same time. So I'm sure it had like a limited run in the theater circuit.
Oh, this was also Josh Lobo's feature film directional debut. So this was his very first film as a director.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
So, what happens in the movie, Bunyip?
Well, we have our main protagonists, Matt and Karen, who visit Matt's brother Steve unannounced, which they
Unbeknownst to him.
honestly they should have just been like, "Hey, Steve, we're coming over," but no, they didn't. So we see Steve. He's in his house, and he sees visions through his television. It's just flickering on, and you just see static, and he keeps receiving these disturbing phone calls. And when he sees Matt, he's like, "Huh, why are you here?" I was like, just thought I'd drop in and see how my brother's doing because didn't want you to be alone on Christmas." And Steve's like, "You can't stay here. You
Side
can't
eye.
stay here." After we drove all this way, it's like, "Yeah, well, you showed up unannounced. You can't stay here. It's really not a good time." And
Family,
then,
they forced their way in.
Yeah.
pretty much,
That's how it works, right?
yeah, like they had to push the door open because there's something blocking it.
Yeah.
Like, clearly you're not welcome here. It's like, we'll just we'll just walk in anyway. I'm respecting your privacy by knocking, but I'm asserting my authority by coming in anyway.
Yeah.
Classic parent move.
Yeah.
And well, Steve shows Matt and I think they have dinner first. Yeah, like they have dinner and then he explains what's the problem. But it's just a really awkward dinner, and I kind of get it because your family's like, "So, how's everything doing?" And then Steve just doesn't respond at all, just plays around with his food a little. Just like, "I don't want to be here. I don't want to eat with you guys." And then eventually, I think Steve, like, he gets another phone call and he hangs up on it. He's like, "Matt, can I talk to you in private?" Okay, so here's what's going on. I've trapped the devil in my basement. hence the name of the movie.
Yep.
And then he shows Matt and Karen this door in his basement that has a big cross on it, and it's got padlocks. And whenever he removes the cross, you can hear someone pleading for help, like, could you please help me? I just want to see my loved ones. And clearly, it sounds like this could be any person, like just any old guy down in the basement that Steve just thinks is the devil. And you're led to believe that maybe Steve is crazy because he is alone and isolated and he doesn't act quote unquote normal.
Yeah.
Now, I'd say Matt does put his faith in Steve. Like maybe the devil is down there. But Karen's like, no, you clearly have just some dude down there. We should call for help. We should I think it's like call the police. He's like, oh, what are they gonna do if you call them, huh? Like, you think they're gonna believe you when you say that we've trapped the devil down here?
Oh,
And then there's I think it's the middle of the movie is kind of just biding time. And I noticed that there's a lot of alcohol use in the movie. They're just almost every scene someone's drinking something. It's just an interesting detail. But anyway, but Steve really wants them to believe him, despite how crazy this idea sounds. And so Matt keeps on entertaining the idea that maybe Steve has captured the devil, but Karen just wants nothing to do with it. And then Steve's like, okay, neither of you can leave. Since you're involved now, you can't leave.
that's a done.
Exactly. So Matt makes the suggestion like maybe we should let the man go and then get mental help for Steve. And that doesn't seem to be agreeable. Like Steve's like, nope, I'm not into that. But then this mainly focuses on Steve and Matt talking to each other, and then Steve goes on to show a book that he found. And it's like this book explains that evil is a tangible force, like not just the actions of people. It's just like it's some thing that causes people to do bad things, which is an interesting philosophical concept that's presented by this film. And then Steve claims by trapping the devil, people cannot be tempted to do bad things. In other words, by his reasoning, he's like, if I trap the devil, people won't do any bad things. They won't commit any kind of sin. They won't get jealous or anything like that. See. And Steve's like, come check out my attic full of all these newspaper clippings with red threads connecting all of them.
Mhm.
Which is a common trope of I've either found a conspiracy or I'm insane.
Who knows?
Yeah. It depends on if you're this guy or Charlie Day.
Oh,
What?
nothing. Continue.
Fine. I like this episode of Always Sunny. Anyway, Steve suggests a missing girl who recently returned home is the start of a trend because the devil is trapped. And there's all these missing posters. I think there's at least one missing poster, but it looked like there were several. But
Yeah.
hey, this bad thing that happened, someone went missing, but now they've returned because the devil isn't here. Here's my proof of that. So then Matt asks about the phone calls, and Steve says he thinks someone is coming to get the devil and likely influence Matt to show up. Which is odd, because I think it was Karen's idea for them to visit. So I don't know if that is necessarily a direct influence to Matt. But anyway. And while the brothers are still talking to each other about this, Karen returns to the basement and she removes the cross and listens to the devil talking.
Mm-hmm.
Or at least what we assume to be the devil talking. It could be just a person. And then she hesitates. I seriously thought she was going to let them out, but then she's like a little hint of what if I shouldn't let this person out? Because the man, some of the things he says hints that maybe he isn't just some guy that got kidnapped. Maybe he is a bad person.
Mm-hmm.
And then Steve arrives and pulls Karen out of the basement at gunpoint and asks her about like what the man said. Um, and Matt convinces Steve to put down the gun, and they're not sure what to do next, so they just all sleep on it. Um, Give me a sec. All right, so Matt looks back at those the pattern on the walls in Steve's attic, and he looks at all these newspaper clippings again, and there's one about a car crash that happens on Christmas. And I think
Mhm.
the movie's implying that like Steve was responsible for that car crash and that killed a few people, and that he's been locked inside his house ever since, trying to like come to grips with that.
Mhm.
And then Karen confronts Steve in the basement, and there he speaks vaguely about this accident that happened that took the lives of his wife Sarah and their young daughter. And Steve blames the devil for what happened. And at this point, the movie's starting to think like it's starting to posit this idea like that Steve blames the devil, but what if he just did something like out of malice, just like his own choice, like not through some sort of evil temptation by some external force, but like just some bad part of him. So you have to debate on that little idea. Um, and then Steve challenges Karen to open the door, but before she can, he just like chloroforms her and knocks her out. And then she's just locked in the basement. Then he locks Matt in the room, the attic room, and then Matt eventually escapes and reconnects with Karen. Steve has a vision of a long haired man holding this stuffed bunny toy, which that was unexpected. Just this guy that just shows up like, hey, can you help me? I can't stop the bleeding.
Uh-oh.
And then when he loosens it, there's so much blood that spills out. It's like that scene in 1 Hour Photo with Robin Williams, where he just covers his eyes and then the blood just spills out between his fingers. That's an
Jesus.
interesting movie. We should probably look at that at some point.
Wait, what?
1 Hour Photo.
Oh, 1 hour photo.
Uh huh. It has like some horrific moments, but other than that, back to their current movie. So, Steve sees Sarah wearing a blindfold. Realizing she is not real as the vision becomes more terrifying, Steve prepares to shoot Sarah. And I think at this part of the movie, I wasn't sure what was really happening and what wasn't happening. Because I swear, because it almost seemed like, did he actually lock Matt up into the attic, or was he never locked away at all? Like just the way it was shot, I was like, I wasn't sure if that actually happened or not.
Uh, housekeeper.
What?
Oh my god.
It's something about the middle of this movie. Like the beginning of the movie is interesting, and the end of the movie is interesting, but the middle of it, it's easy to get lost.
Yeah.
Oh no, yeah, 100%. Because I watched this movie 2.5 times today.
Two and a half times.
Yeah, like as soon as I got home and I started like making all of the Christmas gifts,
Things.
because
Yeah.
I'm making my Christmas gifts homemade this year. Like everything's homemade, and so like I'm sitting there and I'm trying to pay attention to it. Like I get about halfway, I have to step away, and then like I come back, rewind it, or like I just didn't catch on, so I just rewound it to the beginning again. Because by the time like the movie ended, I was like, I have no idea what the fuck just happened. So I went back, rewound it, rewatched the entire thing, paused it halfway through because I had to step away, came back, continued working on it, and then like I lost the hook. And like I kind of like dozed off. Mind you, I only have like 2 hours of sleep on me right now as well. So like I passed out and I was like, oh Jesus Christ. And so like when I wake up, I rewind it again to about halfway. and like I couldn't get hooked back into it like from the middle. I don't know what's happening. I don't know if like all the stuff that's going on is like like they're hallucinating, or if like the stuff's actually happening. Like it weirded me out, honestly.
Yeah, and I
It got to like the what is it called, the artsy fartsy part of the movie for
Yeah.
me.
and I was gonna think like maybe the alcohol is influencing them, but I don't think that would be the case because alcohol impairs judgment, but it doesn't necessarily make you hallucinate.
Depends on what you're drinking.
Yeah, it depends on
Yes.
what you're
Okay,
drinking.
true. But I just noticed that like there's a big theme of trying to escape your problems because I swear almost every scene someone's holding a glass of alcohol.
Yeah.
Here's this wrapped like gift wrapped champagne bottle or wine bottle, and he's like Matt undoes it and just like starts chugging it down.
Bro, I feel that.
Just like, yeah, my brother just told me that he trapped the devil. Hold on. Okay.
Ugh.
But yeah, we're back into I guess it would probably help if I said like Steve sees what I assume to be his wife on the television.
Yeah.
His dead wife.
That's why I assume too.
And I think he's back in the kitchen and he's sitting in a chair and Karen is in the background and she's blurred out and she holds up a gun to the back of his head. Well, not to the back of his, just pointing at him. And Karen confronts and shoots Steve. And Karen comes back down. Oh, I completely skipped an important part of the movie where Matt's like, "I trust you, Steve, but we're gonna go and try and open that door anyway because we need to see what's actually behind there to make all of this end." And then Steve stops him by stabbing a knife in his stomach. And then Steve goes upstairs, and then Karen goes upstairs, shoots Steve, and then Karen goes back downstairs. And the imprisoned man tries to convince her they can still save Matt, but she doesn't open the door. And the person behind is just like laughing. He's like, "Almost had you there, didn't I?" Like,
Damn.
what? Is that really the devil screwing with her? Or why would you say such a line? But then two police officers show up. I don't know who called them. Maybe a neighbor who heard a gunshot. And the cops, they're named Alan and Ben. I think Alan shows up and goes downstairs first, but he doesn't notice that Karen's there, and she just pops him in the side of the head. And then Ben shows up, and then he's opening the door, which I found it odd at first that he opened the door without having to like unlock the padlocks, but then I think the locks were just unlocked the entire time. Because in some scenes, whenever you see the locks, some of them look like they've been turned as if they've been unlocked. But I thought that was just an editing error. It's like, no, I think the locks were just unlocked this entire time. Someone just had to remove them,
I think so.
which might
Mm.
be symbolic of something. I don't know. But when the locks are done, Ben goes over to attend to Karen's body, doesn't look to see who's in there, and then some little girl just jogs up the stairs and exits out through the front door. And that is the entirety of I Trapped the Devil.
So
Also,
confused with this movie.
also before I gotta link this to Discord. This is what I thought of when Steve stabbed Matt.
Ooh, step.
Oh, that little bitch stabbed me. Oh my god.
That's funny.
All right, so I will attempt to explain what I gathered from this movie.
Yeah.
So Matt puts his faith in Steve and Karen does not. Like Matt
Yeah.
kind of believes that maybe the devil is in the basement. Steve is absolutely certain it's the devil, and Karen is like, no, that's not
Oh,
the devil at
crazy.
all. Yeah, so I'm like, maybe it's like 3 different viewpoints where Matt is agnostic, like, maybe there could be a devil in there. And Steve, like, oh, the devil's absolutely real. Like, he's a sincere believer. And then Karen is representative of an atheist who's like, there's no devil and there never was a devil. And and it's also a reason like the devil in the basement is the temptation to do evil things. And Steve explains pretty much that. I think the exact quote is like, he is the root that causes evil thought and leads to doing bad things. Um, I also kind of see Steve guarding the basement door. It seemed like it was representative of his current mental state. Like maybe he has a temptation to do something awful, but he's fighting the urge to give in to the impulse, which is why he doesn't open the door, even though it's easy to open because the door is unlocked. He doesn't have to find a key. It's just like remove the locks and you're all good to go.
Yeah.
Um, hang on just a sec. Yeah, Steve explains that everyone sees a different person when they open the door. So I think Steve says that he sees his wife behind the door, but I don't know if there's a way to confirm that. And so he asks Karen to open the door to find out what she sees. But it's like, what would she see? And does the person that you see represent something related to a terrible thing that you did? Like like I kept thinking like, did Steve accidentally kill his wife in the car accident?
Mm, yeah.
And then
Maybe.
if you see a different person every time, like if a different person who opens the door sees a different person themselves, then maybe that's why there's a little girl that walks out. And then if so, is that what Ben the police officer would have seen if he had turned his head? Like only the audience gets to look at her, but no one else does.
Yeah.
So I find that a little confusing, but I kind of like the idea. And it also has something to do with that television because one of the police officers looks at the television and he sees like an old man, which I'm assuming maybe that's his dad. There's a lot of speculation for this movie that I couldn't find any real conclusive evidence on.
It's a lot of self-interpretation.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I didn't look at anyone else's reviews or guides on this at all. I was like just purely figured out for myself. So if there is a solution to all of this in the movie, I don't know about it because I didn't read it. Um, would you guys like to add anything?
Oh,
I mean, this film
I don't know if I
was
can.
a lot of self-interpretation, and it got real confusing towards the end because I have not finished my rewatch, but I did watch this. As I was watching it, I remembered, oh, I did watch this back in 2019 when it came out, not too long after it came out, but it's been a hot minute. So from what I remember, yeah, it gets very confusing toward the end. Like it's good when it's good, like in the beginning, it's fucking good, and then when the plot thickens, you're just like, wait, what? What the fuck is happening? I am like so confused right now.
Yeah, that beginning is really nice because it sets up like, is it the devil or just some
Right?
innocent person? But
They were
and then
on to something here.
yes, and then there's a discussion of what is the true source of evil. Like, does this book actually correct when it says that evil is a tangible force, or is it more like just temptations within your mind that you have to fight on a daily basis?
Yeah.
And then you see this guy's reasoning, like, here's why I trapped the devil. It's to save everybody. Like, kind of like he's a what's this? Is it a messiah complex or a hero complex? Like the idea of like I'm saving everybody.
The hero complex, yeah.
Maybe, yeah. But then close to the end, like towards the end, the middle and end of Act Two, it's like it's just getting hard to follow. It's getting confusing. I'm not sure where to go with this. And then in the ending, when we see the little girl come out, I'm not sure what to make of that.
Yeah.
I mean, you can kind of interpret that it might have been the devil, and the devil just changed forms from that man to the girl.
Yeah, true.
You'd be like, I'm just a little girl. I can't do nothing.
I wonder if that's the same girl that was in the missing poster. Although I didn't get a good look at that poster,
Probably, if I remember, probably.
and if so, I'm not sure how that would make sense unless it's just like, ah, that looks like somebody.
Yeah. But yeah, it's most likely where she was, I'm just a little girl. I'm not the devil. No, not me, not a child. Because for whatever reason in the States, we find children terrifying. I mean, children are kind of terrifying.
It's movies like this, man. That
That's why
that
they
play
changed.
scary movies.
I mean,
That's
to be fair, being woken up at 3 o'clock in the morning to like your kid just standing over you,
yeah.
like
In the speaking of monotone voice, I wet the bed. Can I have a glass of water?
no, yeah. I was just like,
Huh.
I'm thirsty. What do you want, demon child? Like, there. Oh my god, I
Yeah.
woke up like that's Dean as a baby. Like this boy as a baby. I'm sleeping on the couch. I fall asleep on the couch. I wake up to just him standing there, just staring at me.
I mean, I've scared the shit out of my mom as a child doing that, so I get
Like,
it.
and I'm like, why the fuck? What do you want?
But I mean that resides deep in our culture of children being scary things. Because, like, for example,
Well,
the
also,
ring.
well, yeah, but also to be fair, like like evil spirits, if you believe in that stuff, evil spirits will portray themselves as children
Yeah,
because usually people view children as innocent. And
yeah,
then the evil spirits will take advantage of that and then fucking attach themselves to you.
yeah. But I'm saying it's an American thing though, because, like, for example, the ring. The ring in Japan is not a little girl; it's a grown ass woman. But when they brought it over here to Japan, to the United States from Japan, when they remade it, they made her into a little girl because in our culture, in our neck of the woods, we find children a lot more terrifying than a grown adult. Because something about children, when they do that creepy stuff like that, we find it more terrifying than an adult being the person coming out of the TV than like a little girl. It's a weird cultural thing that I've noticed watching foreign films compared to horror films here. They're more likely to be children here than anywhere else as like the monster or the villain, or the villain or monster takes the form of a child compared to like everything else outside of like serial killer films and etc. So it's an interesting little observation. So I'm not surprised that the devil walked out as a kitty little girl, just walking out like she owns the place. She's like, I fuck shit up. My job's here's done. So
I still scare my parents today. Not on purpose, just like apparently I have the ability to walk so quietly that they never hear me coming. I could just walk into the kitchen, mom's doing something, and I'm like, hey mom, she's like, oh shit, didn't see you were there.
Jesus Christ.
I do that too.
Jesus Christ. And oh my God, at the time of this recording, it is the 19th of December, and they released the first 2 episodes of Percy Jackson and the Olympians on Disney Plus. If you have not watched it, please do so. I'm not sponsored by Disney Plus. If you like Percy Jackson, it's there. Sorry, side note. I just saw a little tweet that blew up on my phone. I'm like, I know what I'm doing later. I love Percy Jackson.
Man, this movie does not have significant props to make a
Not
rating out
really.
of.
This is on the
Not
door.
really.
There's crosses.
That's true.
I gotta get out of this
Door
room.
crosses.
Door
Yeah.
crosses. Door crosses.
All right. So, what do y'all rate this movie?
Fuck. I just need to try and rewatch it again.
I'll probably give it a 3.5 because I want to like it more.
Same.
But it does it does a fairly good job of building up the suspense at the beginning. It just doesn't keep it to the end. And for all the other reasons I mentioned, I think it's like an interesting horror movie. I just don't know if I would watch it more than like a couple of times.
Yeah. Honestly, I feel like. Hold on, give me one sec. So I found a way to get my partner into watching stuff that I want to watch or want him to
Oh.
watch. Yeah, so we parallel play a lot, which means
Mhm.
like I'll play on my desktop. I have a table set up next to my desk. He brings his laptop. We play Valheim or we'll play Baldur's Gate, any co-op game really. That we're both interested in. And I have a laptop that's put in between me and him, and I'll put on something for us to watch. So I was able to get him through the first season of Alice in Borderlands, which fucking thank God I got someone to fucking watch Alice in Borderlands, because I've been talking about this show forever and no one wants to fucking watch it, and I want to talk to people about this fucking show. So I got him to watch the first season of it, and he goes, "Yeah, this is actually kind of metal. It's really cool. I enjoy it." And I'm like, "I told you you would." So maybe I need to do that. Maybe I need to put this movie on while we're playing Valheim and building bases everywhere in our world so that we
Dude,
can pay attention.
you should do that for what we're going to do for the next episode.
Yeah, I'm actually thinking about doing that. Like, I
Because
was like,
I still need to watch that too.
I
for the
gotta
next
watch.
episode we're
I
doing.
haven't. I'll be like, okay, we're gonna watch something spooky. He's gonna be like, oh fuck, and I'll be like,
But it's like good spooky, so I hear.
well, I don't know, because he's never watched all the other shows.
Oh.
He's not a big horror. Like, he doesn't like, he thinks it's dumb. Like, he doesn't like horror that much. Like,
I
he'll watch.
mean, is he a fan of give me a little hint without giving away what we're going to be talking about for the first episode of the new year. Is he a fan of, if he's a fan of Edgar Allan Poe, he might enjoy it.
I don't think so.
Oh. Well,
I
I
mean,
hear
we
it's a
also
good show as far as acting goes anyway. I mean,
speaking of good shows that are on Netflix right now, there's another hint for you. We also watched like the first few episodes of the live action of Yu Yu Hakusho.
I still need to do that. Is it good?
Oh yes, it's fucking good. There's a lot.
scared.
There's a lot of changes, but they're not changes that you can be really mad at, because it's understandable on why they did what they did.
Yeah.
But dude, like the scene where he gets hit by the car, fucking metal, dude. It's so good. Like, it's so well done. And that's
now to reel it back in real quick. As far as my rating, I'm gonna give it a 3 stars out of 5 crosses. Like, in the beginning, it's real good, and then it kind of just loses momentum, and it gets a little confusing in the end. But
so
it's not.
the average
Yeah.
of door crosses is 3.333333333 infinity. So
Oh my god. Oh my god.
3 1/3.
Well, there you go, ladies and gents. It is on Tubi if you care to check out I Trapped the Devil. Oh.
Ooh.
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 Let me in. Huh?
If you care to check out I Trapped the Devil, it's on Tubi. You said
on
that.
Tubi. Yep.
You know what's weird?
What?
I could only watch it on my desktop. I tried to put it on my laptop, and they were like, this content's not available. And I was like, but I just had it playing on my desktop like a second ago.
Ooh.
So I think, like, if you have ad blockers on, you can't use Tubi.
Oh, that's fair.
Anyway.
Yes. Thank you all for listening to today's episode. Catch y'all next year. Catch y'all next year as we talk about some stuff on Netflix. And until then, bye.
Bye.